Welcome back to Motorsports Mania, your ultimate destination for detailed car reviews, in-depth specifications, and a nostalgic look at iconic vehicles from the past and present. Whether you're a classic car aficionado or simply someone who appreciates timeless design and engineering, this is the place to explore the legends that shaped automotive history. Today, we take a trip back to post-war Britain to look at one of the most charming and influential small cars ever built. This is the 1951 Morris Minor, a vehicle that played a major role in putting the United Kingdom back on wheels and remains a symbol of practical motoring with enduring appeal. The 1951 Morris Minor represents the early years of a vehicle that would eventually go on to sell over 1 million units. Designed by the brilliant Alec Isaganas, who would later become famous for creating the Mini, the Morris Minor was aimed at the everyday driver. It combined affordability, reliability, and clever engineering into a compact and friendly package that became immensely popular not just in the UK but in several parts of the world. By 1951, the Minor had already established itself as a small car with a big heart. Looking at the exterior design, the Morris Minor of 1951 featured the now iconic rounded and flowing body lines. This curvy shape wasn't just a design choice but also helped improve aerodynamics and reduce drag, which was quite forward-thinking for its time. The car had a friendly and unmistakable front face, with its prominent fenders and circular headlamps flanking a narrow chrome grille. The split windshield added to its classic charm, and the high, domed fenders gave it a unique character. At just over 12 feet long, the Minor was compact, but it made smart use of every inch of space, offering surprising roominess inside. Under the bonnet, the 1951 model was powered by a 918cc side-valve 4-cylinder engine that produced around 27 horsepower. It wasn't fast, but that was never its purpose. With a top speed of about 60 miles per hour, the car was designed for practicality, not performance. It excelled in urban environments and was perfectly capable of handling long countryside drives at a relaxed pace. The engine was paired with a 4-speed manual gearbox, which was operated via a long gear lever that gave a satisfying mechanical feel. It was an easy car to drive, especially for new drivers, which made it popular among a wide audience. The Morris Minor also offered excellent fuel economy for its time. With its lightweight construction and efficient engine, it could return over 40 miles per gallon, making it one of the most economical vehicles of its era. This made it especially attractive in a post-war economy where affordability and running costs were key considerations for buyers. Maintenance was also simple and inexpensive, with parts readily available and a design that encouraged home mechanics to work on their own cars. One of the standout features of the 1951 Minor was its handling. Unlike many of its contemporaries, it featured independent front suspension with torsion bars, which provided a surprisingly smooth and controlled ride. The rear suspension used leaf springs and a live axle, a common configuration at the time. The combination offered stability and comfort, and the steering was light and direct. The Morris Minor was often praised for feeling more like a bigger car on the road, thanks to its well-sorted chassis and solid build quality. Inside the cabin, the car was simple but cleverly laid out. The dashboard was minimal, with a centrally mounted speedometer and a few basic switches. Materials were basic, often featuring painted metal surfaces and simple fabric seats, but it had a certain charm and straightforwardness that made it inviting. The seats were supportive and provided a decent level of comfort for the driver and passengers. Despite its small size, the Minor offered generous interior space, thanks to smart packaging and a flat floor design. In terms of body styles, the 1951 Morris Minor was available in several variations, including a 2-door saloon, 4-door saloon, convertible tourer, and a wood-framed estate version known as the Traveller, which would be introduced later in the series. This variety allowed the Minor to appeal to a broad customer base, from young couples and small families to businesses looking for a reliable delivery vehicle. Its versatility was one of its strongest selling points. Color choices were modest but tasteful, often featuring soft hues like gray, green, or blue. The wheels were typically painted in a contrasting color and sometimes adorned with simple hubcaps. Chrome details were limited but tastefully used, mainly around the grille and bumpers. The overall appearance was cheerful and elegant without being flashy, perfectly suited to its practical nature. The Morris Minor also gained popularity in international markets, especially in countries within the British Commonwealth. It was exported around the world and adapted to suit different climates and road conditions. In some markets, it became a preferred choice for government fleets, businesses, and even police services, all of which valued its dependability and low cost of operation. By 1951, the Morris Minor had already cemented its position as a leader in the small car segment. It combined engineering excellence with everyday usability, and its success proved that small cars didn't have to be boring or uncomfortable. It wasn't about raw speed or luxury, but rather about creating a car that ordinary people could afford and enjoy. Its legacy would continue for decades, with newer models eventually incorporating larger engines, updated styling, and further refinements. Yet the early models like the 1951 version hold a special charm that continues to attract collectors and classic car lovers. Today, the Morris Minor remains one of the most recognizable and beloved British classics. Enthusiasts around the world continue to restore and drive these cars, often gathering at shows and rallies to celebrate their shared love for this humble hero. Its simplicity, durability, and iconic design ensure its place in automotive history, and for many, it represents a golden age of motoring where joy and practicality went hand in hand. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time with the 1951 Morris Minor. We hope you enjoyed this detailed review of one of the most charming compact cars ever made. If you love classic cars and want more deep dives like this, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe.